Welcome back to another one, you guys. If you are new to the channel, my name is Andrew with Younger Volvo in Hagerstown, Maryland. For more information on our inventory, please feel free to check out the link in the description box below. So today we're in the brand new 2024 Volvo S90 Recharge because this is a plug-in hybrid version of Volvo's largest sedan, which is pretty darn cool because you can put it in full EV mode, but it can also be a gasoline-powered car as well. So therefore, you don't have any range anxiety, which is a brilliant thing. So definitely looking forward to this. So ultimately in this video, we will be testing out and going over everything about this one. So having said that, what do you guys say? Let's go ahead and jump right into it. And as always, let's start with pricing. And so essentially there are two different trim levels available for the S90 Recharge. You got the Plus trim level starting at $67,045. Then you got the Ultimate, which is the one we have today, starting at $72,595. But regardless of the trim that you go with, the power plant on the S90 Recharge is going to be the same. Get ready for this. 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder with an electric motor, putting out a combined 455 horsepower, 523 pound-feet of torque. That's insane. Power sent to all 4 wheels through an 8-speed automatic. 0 to 60 time, 4.6 seconds. That's incredibly impressive for the size of this car. As far as fuel economy goes, the MPGe's come in at 66. That's impressive. And you actually do get a full 38 miles of electric vehicle range if you wanted to. But again, after that runs out, you got the gasoline powered engine as well. So best of both worlds there. But before we do any kind of fun acceleration test here in the S90 Recharge, I do want to mention to you guys the drive modes, which by the way are all accessed through the infotainment screen. Once you get used to Volvo, and I am at this point because I've reviewed several different Volvos, it's super easy to use, I will say that. So all of your drive modes are located there. Drive modes include hybrid, pure, power one, and constant all-wheel drive. So hybrid is a mixture of the gasoline power and the EV mode. That's probably what you should leave it in when you're just everyday driving. Power is going to be for the most power, obviously. Pure is your full EV mode, and then constant all-wheel drive, that pretty much says what it is. But adjusting things like the shift points, the throttle response, the steering sensitivity, the all-wheel drive system engagement, the suspension, and the braking as well. So quite a bit of adjustments with those drive modes. But anywho, now that I've got all of that out of the way, what do you guys say? Let's go ahead and find a straightaway. Let's put the acceleration here to the test, and let's see how quickly we can get our new 2024 S90 Recharge here up to speed. All right, pulling out onto the highway here. 3, 2, 1, go. Whoa! What the heck, man? Stupid quick. Like, I was easily over 60, I feel like, in no time. That was insane. And you know, the coolest part about plug-in hybrids and electric vehicles in general is because there's no delay whatsoever when you initially hit the gas. There's no turbo lag, even though this is a turbocharged 4-cylinder, because it's a plug-in hybrid and that electric motor kicks in first, so you don't have any sort of delay whatsoever. I felt it in the pit of my stomach. That is an insane acceleration, very enjoyable. I love that. This is a heck of an acceleration for this boat of a car that the S90 is, so it's wonderful. Anyways, to go along with that acceleration, as always, braking is equally important. So up front, you will find 13.6-inch ventilated front discs. In the back, 12.6-inch solid rear discs. As far as that 60-0 stopping distance goes, that comes in at 110 feet. Let's go ahead and just hit the braking feel real quick. Wow. Didn't expect that. Typically, with luxury sedans and luxury vehicles in general, what you usually find is a softer braking feel, kind of luxury-like. But this is a super firm braking feel, like sports car-like. 110 feet. What I typically say in my reviews is anything in the 1-teens is a sports sedan. Well, what does that make 110 feet? That's an insanely impressive number and an extremely firm braking feel. I love it. It really feels like you're driving a sports car when you hit the brakes, at least. So 100% on point. Well done, Volvo there. But touching on suspension and handling, a 4-wheel independent suspension does come standard along with front and rear stabilizer bars. Did want to also mention that there is an option that is an adaptive air suspension that goes for $1,200. And so far in my short little test drive here today, I will say ride quality has been phenomenal. It's one of the first things I noticed when I first started driving this S90 Recharge is it's absorbing the road imperfections like it's nothing. So incredible ride quality here. As far as cabin noise goes, it's been perfectly serene in my short little test drive here today. Now I will say I'm only going 1 miles per hour right now because there's some kind of traffic here for whatever reason, but other than that, I mean, it has been incredibly serene, so absolutely no issues there. And touching our rear visibility, because of the shape of this one, you definitely shouldn't have any issues there either. So that is definitely on point. And touching on forward visibility a little bit, rain sensing windshield wipers, they do come standard on the S90 Recharge. So whenever this thing detects any kind of mist or rainfall, it's going to automatically turn on those windshield wipers for you. So just one less thing you got to worry about there. You got to love that. And if you were to go with the Ultimate like we have today, a head-up display is also going to come standard. So I love that. You can't really see it with sunglasses, just a little bit, but if I were to put my sunglasses up here, I am actually looking at the speed limit as well as my speed right now. It's going to display safety features as well of any given road. So that is pretty darn cool. So that's going to assist with forward visibility yet again. But that pretty much rounds out the performance segment of this review, you guys. Let's now go ahead and take a look at the exterior of our brand new 2024 Volvo S90 Recharge. All right, so here she is, you guys, the new 2024 Volvo S90 Recharge, finished in platinum gray, in case you were curious of our exact exterior color name. And by the way, what's new for 2024? Let me go ahead and go over that real quick. Vapor gray metallic is a new color. However, there are two color deletes. That's going to be blackstone and thunder gray metallic, in case you were curious. But as always, let's go ahead and start with where the S90 is made. Taking a look at the VIN, first character is the letter L, indicating that this one is actually, believe it or not, built and assembled in China. Not Sweden, but China. So kind of interesting there. But let's go ahead and start up front. Of course, you got that iconic vertical slat front grille in typical Volvo fashion. LED headlights to the sides with LED daytime running lights. Thor's hammer LED daytime running lights, I should say. Get the automatic feature along with automatic high beams as well, meaning if you have your high beams on at night and it senses the vehicle coming in the opposite direction, it's going to automatically dim them back to low beams. Then when the vehicle is gone, it's going to automatically bounce it back up to high beams for you there. So very convenient feature there. But that pretty much rounds out the front end of the S90. Let's now go ahead and swing around to the side. All right, so but now since we are around to the side of this one, chrome window surrounds do come standard. Body colored power adjustable side mirrors coming standard. They will be heated with LED integrated turn signals. They will of course also be power folding then as well. In case you were curious, the charging port is located on the driver's side front fender. That is what you guys are looking at there. Chrome accents found through the side doors, and that kind of ties into that chrome accent found in the very front there. There is some Recharge lettering. I'm gonna try to get up a little bit closer so I can show that to you guys. Kind of found on the front portion of that chrome accent piece there. So wanted to show you that. But also when it comes to the wheel setup, the two trim levels are going to differ when it comes to the wheels. So for the Plus trim, you're going to get 19-inch 8-spoke black diamond cut alloys. Then for our Ultimate, you're going to get 20-inch 8 multi-spoke black diamond cut alloys. But that pretty much rounds out the side profile. Let's now go ahead and swing around to the back. All right, so but now since we are around to the back of this one, all the way to the top, body colored shark fin antenna. C-shaped LED taillights do come standard on the S90 as well. That's pretty cool. Got that Volvo lettering spelled out horizontally. And of course, you got the Recharge badging found on the trunk itself there. Always like that. And then just below it all, you will actually find dual exhaust outlets. They are, however, tucked away because this is the Recharge after all. That makes sense. But nonetheless, having said that, I do believe you guys know what we have to do next here. As always, here is that exhaust clip. Alright, so now since we are around to the back of the S90 here, when it comes to opening that rear trunk, it is actually a hands-free power trunk. So you could just simply kick your foot underneath of the back. It is going to automatically open up for you. There is a button on the key fob, and there is of course a button on the trunk itself then as well. But once opened up, cargo capacity comes in at 13.5 cubic feet. If that was not enough space, of course the rear seats do fold down for quite a bit of extra space then if you needed it. But plenty going on in that cargo area. There is a 12-volt power outlet back there. Of course, you got some cargo lighting. There's a couple grocery bag hooks back there as well. We had an optional little insert found on the back corner there, so that was kind of cool, but definitely plenty of space in the S90 when it comes to cargo space. So then making our way up to the rear legroom. This is luxury like rear legroom. I'm telling you, 40.4 inches of rear legroom. For reference, I'm even 6 feet tall. This is how much space I had sitting behind my own driving position there. Rear center armrest with cup holders does come standard. standard. You also, of course, get rear ventilation back there as well. There's a couple USB charging ports. There is a 12-volt power outlet as well. And you actually also get heated rear seats. Yes, that does come standard on the S90 Recharge, so that is pretty darn cool. And a rear window sunshade and rear side window sunshades to go along with all of that. So for that VIP experience, you got shades going all the way around for the rear passenger. So that's pretty darn cool. But then make our way up to the front seats. Power adjustable driver seat with two-way power lumbar does come standard. Leather seating is going to come standard. Nappa leather coming on the Ultimate that we have today. Heated front seats coming standard, but then ventilated front seats coming standard on the Ultimate. Ultimate is also going to add to that a power cushion extension, power passenger seat, memory settings for both the driver and the passenger. That's pretty darn cool. And power side bolsters actually as well, which is pretty nice. So having said all of that, overall, when it comes to seat comfort with all of those adjustments, you can imagine definitely not going to have any issues there. I was perfectly comfortable in my short little test drive here today, I'll say that. But then taking a look at the steering wheel, it is tilt and telescoping. It is leather free wrapped according to Volvo. It's just a synthetic material basically, but it is manually adjustable, and a heated steering wheel is going to be optional, which we do have, by the way, so that's pretty cool. But then make our way to the startup. Let me start by showing you guys the key here. You got your Volvo logo on the one side, however all of your buttons are on the side of the key there, that lock, unlock, and the button to pop the rear trunk there. But it is all keyless entry with a turn knob start, so all I'm going to do is simply put my foot on the brake and turn that knob to the right, which, by the way, to turn it off, you also turn it to the right. And by the way, it's located just behind the shifter. So once started up, when it comes to that gauge cluster, 12-inch digital gauge cluster does come standard. That definitely looks good. Got that speedometer all the way to your left, kind of your battery information found all the way to your right there. Just below, you're going to find two indicators indicating how many miles you have left until you hit empty, both for the fuel, but also the electric battery as well. So right now it's telling me I got 17 miles until I run out of full electric power. But then in addition to that, once that runs out, I also have 270 miles of gasoline power as well, and that's definitely not even a full tank. So I'm going to guess the total range might be right around the ballpark of 500 miles or something like that. But of course, you can also check out outside temperature up there, and navigation information then is going to be front and center, which looks dang cool. But now let's go ahead and make our way to overall interior quality. The Ultimate trim that we have today, I want to start with that. It's going to actually add a tailored dashboard and door panels. That definitely looks nice with contrast stitching, and the crystal gear selector by Orforce, which is a crystal glass company from Sweden. I love that shifter. That looks so dang good. But panoramic roof does come standard of both trim levels. You gotta love that. You got aluminum door sills, also standard. 4-zone climate control, so both driver and passenger and both rear passengers can actually set their own temperatures. That's pretty darn cool as well. Just beside the shifter, you have a couple cup holders there. Everything is finished with a gloss black finish. I definitely like that. Just behind the cup holders, you got a little bit of rubberized storage, a 12-volt power outlet, couple USB charging ports there. And overall, like I said, everything is finished very, very nicely, very high end. I love the matte wood trim. It's texturized as well. Even the speaker covers are finished in aluminum, so definitely very high-end feel to that. And of course, like I said, the crystal shifter. Like, how many vehicles out there have a crystal shifter? Also, I forgot to mention, there's HomeLink control stuff. The 3 different garage doors found just underneath of that rear view mirror there, which is frameless, by the way. So, and then the last thing I wanted to mention with the interior quality is there is actually some ambient lighting, believe it or not. When I took this thing through the car wash, I could actually see it. Now it's just a white color, so it isn't like multicolor or anything like that, but still, it's a nice subtle accent piece that when you're driving this thing at night, it's going to look dang good. So definitely was a fan of that. Now let's go ahead and make our way to the infotainment screen. You're going to find a 9-inch vertical color touchscreen display, Bluetooth and audio streaming coming with that, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. You can check out your climate control settings up there, of course, along with your heated steering wheel button. In case you were curious, you can access your drive modes up there, like I was telling you guys. Also has a bunch of apps up on that screen as well. There's actually your Google Play Store. I like seeing that. There's actually a YouTube button as well, which reminds me, go ahead and hit the subscribe button for the Gold Pony YouTube channel. I would greatly appreciate it, but love seeing YouTube up there. But you can also check out your radio information, of course. So let's turn on Sirius XM here, because there's 2 different sound systems. The Plus is going to give you 10 speakers, but then the Ultimate that we have today is going to give you a 14-speaker Harman Kardon surround sound system. So that's pretty darn cool. That is what we got here with the aluminum speaker cover. So let's go ahead and turn on the radio, see what we got playing today, and let's test out the clarity of this one. Yeah, it's plenty fine. Definitely overkill for this vehicle. Now, I will say, I remember back in the day, at least with the S90 specifically, they had a Bowers & Wilkins, And that's still one of my top 3 sound systems of all time. Now, don't get me wrong, the Harman Kardon is amazing, but the Bowers & Wilkins sound system, I think that was optional back in the day. That was amazing, but yeah, plenty good sound system there. But last thing I wanted to mention to you guys on the infotainment screen is when you do put the S90 Recharge in reverse, you will find a rear view camera coming standard across the board. Very, very high definition as well. But in addition to that, you also get a 360-degree monitor that also comes standard. So you gotta love that, which is always going to lead us into safety. And so to start, let's start with the best part. IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus in typical Volvo fashion, which by the way is the very highest designation given by IIHS. That pretty much says it all right there. Front side curtain airbags do come standard. You got a driver's knee airbag up front as well. In the back, you're going to have latch, aka lower anchors and tethers for children for the rear car seats. Rear child door locks, tire pressure monitoring system, but also coming standard. Road sign detection, lane keeping aid, oncoming lane mitigation, post-impact braking, headlamp cleaners, adaptive cruise control, pilot assist, front, rear, and side parking sensors. That's insane. And a blind spot monitoring system with rear cross traffic alert. And so overall, when it comes to my final thoughts here of the S90 Recharge, you have unbeatable safety in typical Volvo fashion. That's what Volvo was known for back in the day, and that is still what they are known for, being the safest cars on the road today. So you gotta love that. Upscale styling as well. I think the styling is kind of timeless on the S90, so a big fan of that. Insanely quick also for what this vehicle is. This thing is a boat that will do 60 in 4.6 seconds with the electric powertrain as well, which gives you that instant torque on demand, which is insane. I loved it. Luxurious rear legroom, of course. Anything over 40 inches, like I said, is a ton. You gotta love that. That's about it for this one, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to follow me on social media at the bottom of the screen if you want to see what's coming next on the channel before it gets to YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe and the bell notification button if you're into new car reviews, because that's what we do here on this channel after all. Do appreciate you guys watching more than you know. I will see you guys all in the next video. Stay gold.